Hello, and welcome back to Oolykee Gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic Mod Monday, and today we have Škoda trams and all about residential. Right, if you didn't by now, consider subscribing to the channel and also go and check out all the mods that were released in 7 days. There's a little bit more, like 35 to 40 mods released. You're gonna find something new for yourself, I promise you that. First things first, Rob074 and Panel House 15, man of many words. Prefabricated block of flats housing 160 workers based on a real building in Częstochowa, Poland. Quality of flats 90%. Recently I stopped even paying attention to the quality of flats, and I think everybody should. I don't think it matters. Like, as long as your city looks nice, the rest of it is gonna fall into place. But anyway, this is classic Rob's. Glad to see him back on the residential side. Really beautiful building. Has it's only one building, it has several skins. I wanted to demonstrate all of them. Of course, we're gonna check the apartments and the pricing. We can go straight away and check this out. It's Panel House 15. The house price is 21,600 rubles. And is definitely fair because it's more expensive than any building, even the bigger ones with a bigger capacity, even the ones with a bigger quality and more capacity. So definitely not a cheaty building. Of course, as every building in the world should be, it doesn't have a road access to it. Perfect, absolutely perfect. It only has pedestrian access, which is great. Of course, it has many skins. I'm gonna just demonstrate a few of them. This is the first gloomy one, dark brown one. Sorry about that. Dark brown skin, and you can see all the different ones we have. I demonstrated 4. Oh, that gray one was nice. That one is nice as well. And of course you have these a little bit more colorful ones. This is, I think, stock one, and of course the first gloomy gray that we had. Of course, white one is beautiful as well, and both of those colored ones. Anyway, for more details, link in the description of the video. Residential building type 1-464A. Residential building made by Billman007. Description: I present to you one of the most common series of typical apartment building in Russian and CIS countries. The building of this series in various modifications were built in many cities of the USSR during the period of 60s, early modification to 1980s. This set of 5-story houses of series 1- as we previously said, includes the Belarusian modification of all Union series A. So the package includes following designs. We have 77, 76, 75 and 74. They're made for 150, 195, 210 and 270 residents, the biggest one being obviously the biggest one, as you can see here. I did not know that there's a difference between this one and that one there, but it's actually very little difference. For example, this building here is 150, this is 195, and this is 210. It's only 15 more apartments. I thought it was maybe looked a little bit bigger, but no, it's just a little bit. I think 15 apartments, sorry, 7 apartments more, 7-8 apartments. It's just a little bit of segment bigger, and of course the biggest one has 270 apartments. Let's go and compare some of these buildings. You can see all of them are on the big side. So 19,000, 15,000, 13,000. So let's go with these 9,000, 150, 195, 9 or 10,000 and 13 and a half. Compared to 150, do we have anything 150? No, the closest one is this one, 138. So it's a little bit more affordable than the vanilla ones, but barely anything. I wouldn't even consider it cheaty, but I really like the red colors on the balconies, so it looks really nice and realistic with the clothes being dried outside. Anyway, for more details, link in the description of the video. UNIS Towers Sarajevo by Equinox Nova. So we have UNIS Towers Sarajevo. You have description in Serbo-Croatian, UNIS Tornjevi, and also English. The UNIS Towers today, Unitic Business Administration buildings, are located in the 1 Fra Angela Zvizdovića Street in Sarajevo, and were built in 1986 according to the project of the twin skyscrapers of 25 floors that reflect the architectural trend of the contemporary Yugoslav construction. The basic structure is concrete and the volume is covered with a glass membrane and thermoreflective glass. At the time of their construction, the UNIS towers had state-of-the-art system equipment, including an automatic fire extinguishing system with water tanks on the roofs. Yeah, this is kind of iconic buildings of Sarajevo, next to Twist Tower, I think, the highest building in the Balkans. It was, or something like that, or Western Balkans. They have these towers that's kind of like imposing. I visited Sarajevo many times, and it's absolutely beautiful there. My favorite Balkan capital city, or potentially even the city. It's absolutely beautiful. The best food ever. But anyway, these towers, this model it consists of 4 different buildings. 2 of them are actual towers. You have 3 sets of towers over here. It's actually 2 of them. I just wanted to demonstrate how they fit together. So we have the whole construction that would be, let's check if we can find it all the way in the end. 4 different buildings. One of them is the fountain that you can put in the fountain location anywhere outside of the area or even inside of the area if you want. Or I believe, is it maybe here? No, it's not. I'm not really sure where it goes, the fountain itself, but let's see on the photos if they are demonstrated. Yeah, fountain will be here on the left, right over there, as far as I remember. There we go. And then you have the parking base here with a lot of cars that can be parked over here. Let's go and demonstrate that as well. We're just gonna go, oh wait, well, this is a crime that we're doing over here. Let's go to the proper cars. That would be passenger cars, and let's see if we have the... Sorry about that, guys, but we have to do it properly. Maybe I did something wrong, but I have my doubts. Here we go. Zastava cars. This is exactly the cars that are supposed to be here. I think we should have even more of those, but it doesn't really matter. So we have cars that are parked over here. I'm gonna demonstrate where the entrance to the parking lot is, over here, and the basis for the whole tower is huge. So these towers don't have collisions. Base does. So base asphalts everything flat, which is perfect, and then you put towers on top of it. Now the best suggestion from my point of view is to aim at this angle here. Let me demonstrate. So we have over here the base of the tower. We're gonna build it real quickly. This shouldn't take too long to construct, and you're gonna see how it looks. It looks a little bit unfinished, but it's exactly how it's supposed to look. And now you have 2 different towers. We're gonna talk about towers just for a second. They cost 705,000 rubles. Each one of them. Yeah, one of them is university, the other is town hall. I'm not really sure, again, I'm not too knowledgeable about this, if they're actually town halls or not, but they act as town halls. Okay, so how do you place it? You have several ways you can place them. You can see here unfinished grass all over the place. So one of the ways is to aim at this corner over here. So you can place it like this, and you see it's gonna fit perfectly. The other one is if you try to place this one here in the corner, parking lot, entrance to the parking lot, you can place it over here. It should fit as well. Other ways, I don't think they work as well because it's due to the shape of the building, but I would suggest doing this. We're not gonna wait for this one to be finished, but I'm gonna just place it like this. You can see that this corner kind of fits perfectly here, and you should get the same design that we got over here. You can see that it fits perfectly next to this entrance, and then your parking lot here fits perfectly as well, like kind of as an entrance to the underground parking, even though cars are parked here on the top. Anyway, beautiful building, 705,000 rubles. Rarely anything costs this much, let alone city hall or university. Just to demonstrate this, so city hall vanilla one is 31,000 rubles. Political or head of communist party is 200,000 rubles. 150,000 rubles and 210,000 rubles, so nothing costs as expensive, so it's definitely not a cheaty mod. Link in description of the video. We have Škdoa and Nadezhin's 1-528KP-40, which also we're gonna segue straight away into the second mod, which is stores for the same name of the building, or 70s brick stores and libraries that fit perfectly underneath these buildings. We're gonna present both of them. They're both of them made by Škdoa. We're gonna go and read the description of the... Oh, we won't, because it's a little long description, layout and all this stuff is presented in both of these modes. Now, both of these modes are 2 different mods in They both have their own links and descriptions. I'm gonna demonstrate what they are, how they look, but the description, if you want to read more, because there's a huge description, you need to go and check out for yourself. Right, so what do we have here? We have a couple of buildings. I believe first set of the buildings, first mod would be buildings, I think 5 of them. 5 of the buildings over here, and then you would have all together 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you would have 2 shops, maybe no 3 shops, 3 shops, and the second one would be 4 of the other shops. So you can see some of them are totally separate. These are supposed to be used as a separate buildings. They have similar color schemes, but they are different mods, and some of them have empty space here. They are without collisions, and you can actually implement them in your buildings. I believe none of the buildings actually demonstrate that they have empty space here, but I think you would then just place them over the apartments. So anyway, let's go and check out the mods. So models are over here as demonstrated. That would be Brick Library, 8,000 rubles. We have the Brick Store Medium, 8,000 rubles. We have the Library Outbuilding for Residential. That would be the one that you can also implement next to your building. As you can see here, you can just lean it against the building. And then you have the Retail Stores Outbuilding for Residentials. That will be again the one with no collisions. Then we have the Post Office Building for Residentials. Post Office? What would you do then? It says that it's just a post office, but I'm not really sure what it does. We're gonna check that in a second. Shop Building for Residential with a really small capacity, only 10 people, 5 workers. And then we have residential buildings itself for 90, for 90, for 60, 64 and 90 people. So let's first demonstrate the price, 21,000 rubles. That's straight away I can tell you that this is more expensive than any vanilla residential building, so they are absolutely fair quality of apartments. With this beautiful building I would expect it to be a little bit higher. It's 78%, 85, and we have a couple of 80s. So this would be the quality of buildings. I am interested in the post office. Let's see what post office does. So post office would be one of these buildings as well. Post office. Power supply without drinking water. Temperature of the building is too low. Okay. So the post office can be found under the cinema, and you can see it here, post office building. So it's like a kind of entertainment, exchanging letters, this kind of stuff. It makes perfect sense. But anyway, these buildings, as we're gonna demonstrate here, the price of them is all the way in the end, the latest mods. We have library, 8,000 rubles. We have the shops, 8,000 rubles. The library outstanding, that would be a little bit bigger library that attached to the building, is a little bit cheaper, as well as these ones. And of course you have the small post office, and of course you have a couple of shops that are quite small. Now bear in mind that this is 1,200 rubles for a shop that sells almost everything, but it has capacity of 10. This is not going to sustain a huge population, so I think it's kind of fair in the price, and it might even mess with you because it might create long queues in front of the buildings, so you have to be careful when planning with it. I think the cheaper price definitely is related to the risk that you're taking. Of course, the residential buildings, we said that they are more expensive than vanilla ones, so it's quite realistic. It's a realistic mod altogether, so I would say that none of this, and especially if you use the whole mod, which I will do, none of this makes it cheaty altogether. So really beautiful mod. Favorite mod is Mod Monday, so please check it out in the link in description of the video. Gum Bazar by Abelyan Haik. Gum Bazar in Yerevan, Armenia employs 120 workers and serves up to 720 citizens, length 150 meters, width 60 meters. Cost very expensive, but has a very big storage and high attractiveness. This is a remake of the old mod, which had lack of details and textures. Because of its because it's a useful bazaar, I decided to republish with better details and textures. The old mod will be deleted soon. Anyway, yes, of course, this is really beautiful. I know I gave a couple of criticism, well, constructive criticism, or at least opinion about how the textures worked on the previous Abelian Hikes mods, and this is absolutely gorgeous. I think the building was designed a little bit with too few or not lavish enough entrances, but I think it's a really nice representation of something of the real building. So, what's the story with the building? It has This is not that much. I expected this capacity actually to be more than this. Let's see. This would be 80 tons for clothing and electronics and the rest of the stuff. I would usually put is 64 tons. I think it is a little bit bigger than the similar buildings, than the vanilla buildings. Let's go and real quickly compare this one. So if we go to shopping center and big one, 35 tons, which is, this one is almost twice the size. I don't really think that this is too excessive. Look at the size of this building. It's absolutely enormous. It has entrance here for the trucks, which go in there and then service the whole building. And the capacity of the building, we're gonna see it here really soon. Oh, it's all the way on the top. Sorry about that. Here we go. Big Bazaar, 300,000 rubles. It can service 720 people, requires 120 workers, which is almost 3 times as much workers as the shopping center. And it cannot service, it can service only 1.5 amount of people as this shopping center. So price, capacity, everything is not cheaty. It's quite expensive. I would even reconsider increasing the service level and the capacity and all that stuff with this one, because it's, first of all, absolutely beautiful building, and comparable to vanilla, it's a little bit more on a pricier side. But if you want to have something like this in your country, you have the link in the description of the video. We have 2000 Škoda Tram pack by Tigrovica. Hello there. English description. You also have different languages. Glad you checked the 2000 Škoda Tram pack mod. This mod is primarily for players in the late game who have passed the year 1996 and I want to modernize their tram network fleet or build modern tram networks from ground up. The mod adds 4 modern, medium and large capacity articulated trams, 2 on the... You know what? Let's go 2 on the Soviet side, 2 on the NATO side. Right, okay, I missed that part. I'm gonna go and check them out right now. So, what I can tell you, it has these 3-piece articulated and 5-piece articulated trams. They have capacity of 300 people. 300? Really? I thought it was like 100 for these. In real life, at least. I'm not really sure. 300 in the game. Here we have 155 for the smaller ones. Maybe I'm wrong, but anyway, it's a really nice mod. So let's go and check out what they actually have here. I didn't check the NATO side. Here we go. Škoda, we have a couple of them. They have different color schemes as well. Wow, okay, I did not expect that. Sure, let's go and buy a couple of these American ones for American filthy money. And let's go this one, and then we can just assign them to this. We need to open this one, sorry about that. And then we're gonna copy paste this schedule to 1, 2 and 3 vehicles, and we can just click on them and off you go. 3 of them can go, and we can see the American versions over here. They're actually acting really nice. I'm really surprised how well they're behaving. They're like, you can feel every bump like in real life. You can see them bending. It's absolutely I'm impressed. I'm impressed by the trams in general. I'm impressed by the design of these, and if I didn't already sold you on my favorite mod building buildings, this would be definitely it. But really beautiful model. Can we compare this? Well, Oolykee doesn't have too much experience with the trams, at least the price of them in the game. 17,000, these one were 18,000. So price-wise, they would be similar to these, 328,000 rubles. So price-wise, they are comparable to the ones that you already have in the game. Given that they're late in game, maybe they should be a little bit more expensive. I'm not sure about that, but you're gonna have to check that on your own. These Astra ones are the shorter ones, 155 capacity, and then we have American trams, which we absolutely don't have any in-game. Yeah, American trams. That's a good joke. 46,000, 47,000 rubles, sorry, dollars, and we have $30,000 and $30,000. These are great for exports, I believe. They would be really nice to produce and export. Can we even do that? We'll see. Anyway, if you want to use this mod, you have a link in the description of the video. I give you Mammoth Basin by Lazarobots. I'm sorry if I fire Lazarobots if I misbutchered your name. If I butchered your name, sorry about that. But Mammoth Basin, dev note, that this terrain probably requires the test version of the game as is now because of the user's new border system. Anticipated they will be released Dot updated the normal branch, yada yada yada. Mammoth Basin is a terrain designed to provide an enjoyable playthrough, especially for coast. You know what? I'm gonna leave the description to you guys. We're gonna check it out from Oolykee point of view. What it is? It's a lot of flat ground. I'm gonna go for F2 here. You can see that there are hills, but they're flat-ish. And then you have the. Oh, let's go with the map first. So, on the north and eastern part, this is actually quite cool. This is the first map I'm checking that actually has northern and eastern borders towards the Soviet Union, which is great. In reality, Soviet Union was based north for most of the Asian countries and east and northeast for most of the European countries, so something to think about. We have a couple of border crossings in awkward places. We have one here that is straight across the river, so you have to build even a bridge when you start straight away, unless you're gonna try to squeeze the city in on this side. And probably the most important border crossing here next to the river delta or mouth of the river where it enters the sea, which you can also use to export to both NATO and Soviet countries. We're gonna go back to F2 to see flatness of the map. So it's big map, a couple of places I would say that are really hard to inhabit because of the terrain, but what about resource wise? What do you think? What do you think? Well, they're relatively plentiful, but I think they're beautifully made on the map, that you have like these mountain ridges or hill ridges following the resources. That's really great. Again, you have a lot of iron in the north side. You have oil all over the place in the basin, none of them under the sea. Usually people like to do that as well. And uranium ore all the way in the northwest near the Soviet border. That's really far away. Some of them are a little bit closer, but I believe because of the terrain type, you will have to implement probably some other delivery systems like cableways and stuff like that. And then we have bauxite, which is relatively easily accessible, but not up to 100%. None of the resources, or very few of them, I think you're gonna find 100% quality. Maybe this uranium, but again, it's a not easily accessible. So resource-wise, it's gonna be interesting and nice playthrough. That's what I can say. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it here, and I'm gonna say that I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did, press the like button. If you didn't, leave a nasty comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, notification bell, ring, and comment section, hit it. And if you want to support the channel, we have description of the video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye bye.